Hey guys, Ben here, Honeydew Homestead. I have not been feeling great for a little bit. Um, Not to worry, it's not the vid or anything, just got a bad flu and just been out of it for a little bit. I've been seeing it go around, a lot of people and family and friends and even other people on YouTube. Clearly, we got the bug pretty bad this year. Yeah, still getting over that. But I wanted to talk to you about investments. So this is the corner marker on the south side, and it's just across from this little clearing here, right before it gets to the really big farmland that's sold. This one's marked lot 7. So 7 here, and then 8. There's a small easement here just on the corner, which is fine because that means they can run power off that pole and get underground right to this property. Now, a few caveats. I am not some guru investor. I am not a financial advisor. There's a lot of things I'm not, and I'm certainly not here to give you advice on what to do with your money. These are just my thoughts on it, truthfully. We are in a situation here in the United States where the current administration is kind of just putting a blowtorch to everything. A lot of people are losing their jobs. A lot of government programs that were in place for everything from entrepreneurs to farmers who were expecting partial payments or assistance on loans, or just a number of programs that were in play, all of it's gone. They locked the doors and just told people not to come back. And I don't think we have fully felt the pain of what's to come. This is that weird little area, that weird clearing. Where we found this like dig hole over here. If it keeps going that way, the power easement is right behind this line of trees here. Overall, it looks in pretty good shape. Of course, I'm just standing in like the first acre. Truck is right there. Now, this is not a political video. I don't really care what your politics are. A lot of people are losing their jobs, and the situation's going to get much worse. Now, what does this mean for the greater economy? Well, before things get any better, they're going to get pretty bad. In fact, they're going to get worse than what they are now. We're just starting to see what's happening, and we haven't yet felt the repercussions of it, right? Like it's been hitting a lot of government workers right now, but it hasn't trickled down to seniors or kids that were on like SNAP food programs or any of the little programs that have been out there that have just been helping people in need. A lot of that stuff is just going to go away. I think when we first came This whole area was super mushy and wet, but we haven't had rain in so long. I think some of this might be drying up a little bit. It helps that all the leaves are down. I think we'll start to see, whether it's people in your neighborhood or your communities, people in your churches, you're going to start to see the impact of a lot of that stuff on a personal level, but it may not be for another year, maybe even 2 years before it really starts to hit home. So, what does that mean for investments? What's going to happen? Yeah, it's still pretty wet down here, but the lack of rain and all the leaves acting like a mulch is, it's making this whole area walkable. This really is the best time to walk through wooded property. There's no ticks. Most of the bugs are gone to sleep. We had all that snow, and then the snow melted, so all the cobwebs are knocked off, and it's pleasant. And the weather's nice, you're not sweating, and it's not like swampy. This really is the best time. These are just my thoughts, right? This is my speculation. I think what we're going to see is the return of sort of cash is king. For a while that hasn't been true, for a lot of reasons, but it's gonna make a comeback. And the reason why I say that is, if this administration gets what they want, which is another big cut of taxes for corporations, larger, like Class C corporations, you're going to see a windfall of cash come to those companies. And those companies are going to do what they always do. They're going to take the money, they're going to do two things. They're going to squirrel up half of that money. It's not going to go to the employees. Nobody's getting bonuses. Nobody's getting raises. Half of it's going to get squirreled up, and I'll tell you why in a second. The other half is going to do stock buybacks. They're going to buy back stocks so that they can inflate the stock value, because for every dollar that a stock goes up, some CEO is going to end up making like another $1 million in their bonus checks, right? And that's just the name of the game. That's how it works. Ooh. Did I find a trail? What is this? Oh yeah, definitely. I could probably take this back up to the road. Or further in. But actually, I want to say the road is like that way. So this is running kind of parallel to the road. Interesting. Oh yeah, I see a flag. I bet this cuts across the property. And this might be the property line. Right here. And it just keeps going back that way. I'd better hurry up because it looks like it's going to start raining here pretty soon. But Those CEOs are going to get their bonuses. The company's going to get a little bit of more liquid funds. Some of that liquid funds is going to be used for purchasing power. Yeah, it's pretty easy to get lost back here. Ooh, this is, you'll want to see this. Oh, look at that. It's sleeping right now, but that is beautiful poison ivy if you've never seen it before. You see those furry roots that climb up that tree? That whole tree has a massive poison ivy vine. What you're going to see is a lot of companies wait for the crash. And I'm not saying that there's going to be a crash. We're not going to see a 2008 crash again. Because what you're going to see are a lot of these people who are hurting, losing their jobs, a lot of these people who can't afford the inflation that we're going to see when things start running hot again. They're going to be spending all of their money on groceries and gas, not on paying their mortgages. And a lot of houses are going to go back on the market. A lot of land is just going to get abandoned, go back to the market. And in the end, that stuff's going to get bought and resold. The question is, who's going to buy it? Who's going to have the money when the economy is running so hot? Investors. I don't know how much this land down here is going to be useful for building anything. I mean, you could clear it and grow stuff on it, but given how low it sits like this, the foundations probably would be a little mushy. However, there are some nice big trees here. A lot of big poplars mostly, but a couple of big pines. That guy's right there. He's probably 16, 18 inches. You're going to see a lot of farmland getting sold to investors. You're going to see a lot of foreign money coming into the United States. They're going to be spending that money buying up American land, cutting it up, and selling it for parts. It's the unfortunate truth. Now, the side effect of that is you're not going to see that 2008 crash. Overall, you're going to look at the numbers. It's not going to feel as bad as it did back then because the inventory is not going to change all that much. You see, back in 2008, houses were getting dropped everywhere. There was so much inventory that you could buy a house for like 50% of its true value because there was just so much on the market. I don't know that we'll ever get there again. You're never going to get that kind of bargain because foreign money, and now we have capital investment firms that literally hoard up mountains of cash during these huge tax holidays and tax breaks and squirrel up as much cash as possible. And then they just start buying up the land so that they can break it up, sell it for parts, and then do it all over again. That is their business model. That's what they live and die by. There's definitely some good-sized timber trees. I see massive pine way in the back over there. So there is some timber here. Oh, we're not alone. So is it a good time to invest? I'm looking at investments. I think you can find the right piece of property at the right price at the right time, but it's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take a lot of work. So I should say, I think some of this over here is also part of this property. But you can tell this is all young pines here. And then here is all like older poplars, but it's down in a ditch down there. It's definitely a lot more mature down in there, and obviously a lot of the smaller growth probably couldn't survive through all that wet soil. But up on this higher land, seeing a lot more scrubby stuff. I mean, look at this. Big 3-prong poplar. Just goes on forever. Big tulip poplar tree. Let me put my hand on it. I mean, look at that thing. That's crazy. And they're everywhere. There's another one back there. Okay. This trail's cut off. The key is being ready. Save up as much money as you can. That's hard to say, but that's really the key, because like I said, cash is going to be king again. That is just my opinion, and it's going to come at a time when sadly there's going to be a rush of people who are hurt by the economy running too hot, by a windfall of corporate taxes. There's just going to be cash everywhere. It just isn't going to be spread evenly. It's going to be spread mostly at the top and very little at the bottom. Most likely at the bottom you're going to see a negative net return in terms of cash. So the rain's starting to really come down. I think I'm going to head inside, but I know that this all looks very grim, and to really answer the question, is it a good time to invest? I think there's never truly a good time when you're just a normal person like you or me, but I don't think rates will ever be as low as they were before, and I don't think land is ever going to get any cheaper. All right, and we're back. Back on the road. So I walked maybe 2 acres. And there's more. I have no idea what it looks like back there, but what to do. It's definitely higher up in this area. It might stall out, and it might be worth what it is today. It might be worth the same in 5 or 10 years. That's a gamble. If you buy land, will it be worth less? I don't think so, as long as you don't overpay. But the key to land is it's always worth what someone is willing to pay. And you just have to find out, what are you willing to pay without feeling the burn if it takes years, sometimes decades, to truly turn a profit on it. Can you lock your money up for that long? That's a big gamble. So here's the cleared area. There's the big tree on the property. I didn't realize the end of this property actually goes way further. This is wider than the farm. Alright, so here we are. Lot 8. So from here, I think it kind of shoots at an angle to the road. Back that way. And all the way through here. Anyways, Yeah, it's getting cold. I shouldn't be out here. I'll see you guys next time. As always, y'all be good and be safe out there. I'll see you in the next one. You see, we are in a position right now in the United States. I know I'm getting old because loud noises just irritate me.